We talked about how time has value when you're at a certain echelon. I would also argue that love has value when at a certain echelon. If I'm in love with a girl, she can get a lot more from that love than if a Joe Schmo's in love with her, right? So my love has value because I have value. So I have to build myself, and especially as a man, if you want to feel loved and you want to give love, the more capable you become, the more valuable your love's going to be, and that's certainly how we're going to fix the world.
Andrew Tate reveals the truth about how to become a strong, capable man and not end up a beta cuck in this debate with a professional therapist, as Andrew Tate exposes how being a strong man is the key to unlocking the real power so you can keep women attracted and protect them at the same time. Let's get in.
And I'm away at war, I come home with a story, or if I'm spending time with my son, I want us to be building him as an individual. I believe that the mother does a lot of the day-to-day keeping the child alive, changing diapers, feeding them, etc. And the man is the one who instills a lot of the mindset. And the man is the one who grows them in very important ways. And I think to do that, I need to be a man of genuine capability. And I would argue that the 2 hours a month or 2 hours a week or whatever I spent with my father, him being the man he was worth more than the 200 hours a month that most men spend with their fathers. That's why I am the man I am. So there'll be some fathers who sit and say, I could never do that to my son. Well, what can you do? You can go do fucking basically nothing with your life, pay your taxes, come home, be bitched at by your wife, be quiet about it, and be with your son all the time. Sure, you win in quantity of time, but who you are as a man and what the lessons you can really teach, you lose in quality of time. So I believe my father was such a fantastic figure that it's the quality of his time that made up for the quantity. And the only way to do that is to go out in the world and be fantastic. And we can actually extrapolate this out to other things. Let's look at relationships, for example. I see men who spend every day with their woman. That's fantastic. That's fine. That's how he elicits her love and her attention.
Are you rationalizing?
I'm completely. That's how that's how my brain works. I see men who spend every day with their woman, which is fantastic. He wants to, she wants to, that's great. They're happy. She feels loved and she feels respected and she's glad she has all of his time. When you reach a certain quality of man, a certain level of man in terms of competence, a certain echelon, I don't have to spend all day with a woman. I can see a woman 1 hour a month and she'll be loyal to me because I'm me. Because the quality of who I am and the quality of my time outweighs the quantity which can be offered by a lesser being. So you can put this in nearly any dynamic. You put it in a romantic relationship and also in a family dynamic. Once you reach a certain level of competence, once you're at the highest echelons of human achievement, your time is by extension more valuable and it extrapolates out. An hour with the president is worth more than 100 hours with a guy at McDonald's. It's the same. So I think my father raised me by not being there. He raised me by being out there and doing so many fantastic things and being such a fantastic individual that I understood I had a duty to him and a duty to my last name, and I can't be his son and not be fantastic. So I think he raised me in absence. That's what I think he did.
You're proud of yourself that you got there. You won that one.
But I think he did.
That's good. No, that's actually a fair argument. That would be the argument about God's will. That was God's will.
Correct.
And so I have to surrender to it, and this is what it is, and my task is to deal with it. And maybe there are feelings you have about it that you don't fully understand, but that's okay. You know, you're here now, and you're doing your thing, and you're living your life, and it's all good. So let me ask you, and maybe this will be the last question.
I can go forever, my friend, so you tell me.
We'll see.
And I am, and the reason I wanted to talk to you is because I genuinely did want to learn about myself.
I know.
And I do like discussing these things, and like I said, I'm being as vulnerable as I can be. I'm not, if you feel like I'm shielding, I'm truly not trying to.
Well, when we shield, it's so habitual, it's so quick. Right, our defense is, I mean, we become identified with our defenses, so we don't even know when we're doing them.
That's true, but I also feel like the framework that I've instilled, the rational mind, everything is going through this filter. This is how my brain operates. My filter is brutal rationality. That's the filter. So no matter what we're discussing or any conversation we're having, it has to go through this filter, and I end up rationalizing because that's the way I've always functioned.
Of course.
And so I can't turn off that. I can't start saying things that don't make sense to me.
Yes, and what I'm also aware of is that I am bringing my own filter, and you're open to it. You're not closed off to it. You're listening. You're curious about it. So I sense that too, and I appreciate that. You know. you identify, you talk about yourself as a man of capability.
Correct.
Man of courage.
Yep.
Right? Man of action.
Yes.
Are you a man of love?
I think a lot of those things come from love. Let's analyze this. I think a lot of those things come from love. I think it's very difficult to do nearly anything important if it's not perhaps to a degree driven by love or the desire for love even. I think the reason a lot of men want to become rich is because they want to feel loved or feel important or to matter. I also feel like the reason that a lot of men do the things they do is for love either of themselves or of someone else. I think the reason men go to work is because they love their family. The reason you go to the gym is because you love yourself. I think that love is a very powerful driving force. I certainly feel love. My world is full of love. Like, I would argue I'm one of the most loved people on the planet. Like, if I check my phone, it's just love.
Yeah.
It's endless emails of people I don't know who love me, endless females who do know me love me, endless pictures of children saying they miss me. Like, I'm a very loved person in a very loved world. I love a lot of people.
You love.
I absolutely love. But because I believe in myself so strongly, I feel like the way I love them is to have a degree of authority over them. Not in a crazy psychopathic way, but in a I love you, so you should do this.
Right.
I love you, so act this way. I love you, so don't do that. Almost in the same way a parent loves a child. You love your child, so you don't let them eat candy all day because you love them.
Yeah.
I'm like that with everyone in my life because I see myself as the most competent person on the planet. So I'm like, I love you, I care about you. You shouldn't do this way.
Right.
Because you may think you know better, but you don't. You don't know better than me. I know best, and this is how it should be.
Being the backbone of society, that's why it is so important to have strong men, because a society is only as strong as the people who actually keep the thing going. So if you have a bunch of weak beta men, like, they're only going to be able to produce so much. Like, you need strong, capable men. And those same men are the ones that most all women are attracted to. You know, the big, strong, burly, 200 pounds, he's got money, status. The capable, strong men, those are the ones that they keep referencing all the time when they give you the list of everything that they want. A strong, capable man. So Andrew Tate is essentially giving women what they want, but it also makes men's lives better. But you need the lessons. You need those key points in your life to where you go back and you remember what you learned, and like, that moment changed my life for the course of whatever. And you need to be a strong, capable man in order to take that and pass that on to the next generation. If you get to 23, 24 and you just work a dead-end job and you never grow as a person, you'll never be able to teach more than that to your kids. You won't be able to imprint or pass on anything greater than that. So that's why it is so important as a man to always be seeking self-improvement. Every day, little by little, you make yourself better, you make yourself more capable, you make yourself more powerful. That way you can protect yourself more. And then with all of that knowledge and those skills, you can pass that on to your children, especially your son, so that way they get stronger. And that's how society grows and gets better over time. And feminism has just ripped and gutted that away, gotten rid of the man out of the family in so many different ways that's not what is happening. And essentially, the women are just taking care of the kids or whatever, but they're not raising them to be better, stronger, more capable human beings. But hit that like button and notification bell if you're enjoying the video. And if you want to help support the channel, check out the membership page for more, and let's get back in.
For anyone I care about.
I guess the reason I asked the question is, can you defeat the Matrix by fighting it? Or can you only defeat the Matrix through love?
Absolutely. That's a very astute question, and you're asking because you already know the answer.
And you already know the answer.
Of course, only love can win.
Yeah.
Only love can win.
Yeah.
And it's the most powerful driving force on the face of the planet. It always has been. And it's only when people are going to wake up and have a true love for themselves and love for their community and love for their children and love for these things that we're going to start to resist the evil and the Satanism and the insanity which is coming in the world today. But I believe, as a man at least, your love only has value when you're capable. which is why perhaps I'm so obsessed with capability, because I want my love to have value. We talked about how time has value when you're at a certain echelon. I would also argue that love has value at a certain echelon. If I'm in love with a girl, she can get a lot more from that love than if a Joe Schmo's in love with her, right? So my love has value because I have value. So I have to build myself, and especially as a man, if you want to feel loved and you want to give love, the more capable you become, the more valuable your love's going to be, and that's certainly how we're going to fix the world. So yeah, the answer is love, of course, but it can't just be blind, empty love. It has to be love that is backed by a brutal, harsh capability, which is born in the worst scenarios you're going to endure as a man. And the world at its baseline is a very brutal place. It can be. And I think that becoming comfortable with those scenarios and becoming capable in those scenarios is how you give your love deep, true value. But I think that, love is the answer. Right, love is the answer.
Andrew Tate is 100%, I have to agree. You cannot save the world with hate. It always comes back to love. You love your kids, you love your family. You care about something greater than yourself. That's why we go to battle, we go to war, we struggle, we bleed, we die. We do all these things to protect, to preserve something. That's where a true man's love is he's trying to protect and preserve something so it can continue to thrive. And typically that's your wife, that's your children, that's your family. That's why you want to protect them and keep them away from the harsh reality of the brutal, cruel world. Why? Because there's a level of innocence and all of that, and that's worth preserving, protecting, and fighting for. But folks, thanks for watching. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought about what Andrew Tate had to say to this therapist, exposing how becoming a strong man is the key to keeping attraction within your relationship. Thanks again, like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.